Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21. It's Worst to First. We're on episode number 12. It's the penultimate game of the season, and it is an absolutely massive matchup for us. We are up against 4th place, Eli, and then in our final match of the season, we'll again be at home against the 14th place side. Now, if we can win both, we can actually win this league. We are still 2nd place, but we are only a single point behind Stonemarket. Just one. And Stonemarket is playing their final match of the season today, or we still have another match to play next week. So, winning both will guarantee that we win the league. And it might not even take that. On paper, we have a huge advantage in the goal differential. So, technically, 4 points would be enough. I don't want to leave things to chance, though. I'd really like to secure outright. Oh, Storm, dangerous play there. Going way over. Wolverine, nice cut on the inside. Finds Gamora, who hangs onto it just long enough to get through the diving keeper and then tap it before they fall on top of it. And we lead 1-0 here inside of 10 minutes against this 4th place side, who absolutely came to play today, but I think he showed up as well. The team is up for it, though Matt actually is a little on the low side, surprisingly. Maybe a little pressure. Jean Grey, Wolverine. Wolverine recovers, lays it off for Grey, but it's cleared. And now we resume possession. At the moment, we are ahead of Stonemarket, who are still level. It's early in the match, but Stonemarket is level in theirs. And there's a second. It's Wolverine, 36th goal of the season. Okay, so here's the scenarios, how they play out. If Eli come back and beat us, we lose this one, and we lose the final, we will finish 2nd place. We have a 10-point gap over the 3rd place side. Eli just behind them, like 1 point down. So we're about 11 or 12 points ahead of Eli, give or take. So we're not falling any lower than 2nd place. That's not happening, no matter what. But we could definitely still finish 2nd. Like I said, if we lose both, we will finish in 2nd. Now, Stonemarket obviously has 3 potential outcomes. They can stay on the points they're on by losing their match today, in which case we are that single point behind. In that scenario, a draw in either of these last 2 matches is enough. And with a 2-goal lead here right now, we're certainly not guaranteed anything at this point, but you could say we're heading towards a point, most likely. Certainly not guaranteed. Now, next scenario, they draw. They're up against the 9th place side. They're playing at home. Right now it's 15-0 on the shot, 61% possession. Major advantages in every way, shape, or form. We've only committed a single foul. They're on 3 yellow cards already. White picked one up in the 2nd minute of this game. Our total domination early did settle down. I mean, after the 20th minute, it was a much closer contest the rest of the half. We did get close in there once. You can see the XG kind of picked up again, but all in all, we're due more goals. They have 0 XG whatsoever. They haven't even had an attempt. So far so good. Star-Lord, morale's still not good. Everybody else has settled down, calmed down, happy, playing very well at this point. Nobody's fatigued. Outside of the slight worry about Star-Lord, we're good heading into the 2nd half. All right, so if they get that draw, that puts them 2 points ahead, meaning we will need to win one of the 2 matches in order to win the league. Let's go pump fist. No, how about outstretch? Give them the positive feedback loop, and there you go. 2nd half now underway. All right, 3rd scenario is a win today for Stonemarket against Soham, the 9th place side. If they do that, if they pull that off, it puts them 4 points ahead. That does leave us a little bit of work to do. First, we need to continue on and win this thing. And then we would also need a draw, or a draw today with a... For a second, I thought Nebula was blasting that into the upper corner, but it went just high and wide. Second half, very much looking like the first half. Other than that time is flying. We're already at the hour mark. Here's Jean Grey. There's Root. 21st goal of the season. And yes, that should secure 3 points today. So we're looking pretty good on the potential outcomes because 2 of the 3 outcomes are covered off by this one. I don't know what Wolverine is doing, hanging out with the goalkeeper. Somebody could possibly argue that they are so far offside and so close to the goalkeeper that they're actually affecting their view. I would not be mad if we were given offside for that. I'm not sure if he was trying to shoot or flash that across the goal, but finally Eli credited with a shot attempt and a shot on target here at the 70-minute mark. We need to just take care of play. We're going to go cautious. We're not going to go full defensive, but we will. Should have sealed this. Well, it was already sealed, but that should have made it 4-0. Let's get some people off the bench and into this game like a center mid. Gamora. Oh, Gamora. Great shot. Groot. How about you? Let's get Ant-Man out there. Retreating, gets to this ball first. Dangerous play there because if that slide tackle succeeds, they are counterattacking with numbers the other direction. And that was ugly. That was very ugly. Last 10 minutes. I do not know what's going on in the other match at the moment. Have not seen an update on it. You might have, but it has eluded me so far to know what's going on with Stone Market. Other than that, in the first 15 minutes, they were level on points. Okay, final sub, Black Widow. Time is also up. This should do it right here. 3-0. It does. We come away with 3 points. And we're celebrating the title. They lost. Stone Market must have lost or drawn. Either way, the win was enough. We have secured the title. We have 1 match left to play. We've been in second place this whole time. Actually, we were lower than that, right? We were 4th place for quite a while. But we've been in second place the whole later portion of the season and just kind of clawed our way up, slowly gaining momentum. The development within the team making all of that possible. We deserve to be on the edge of the promotion playoff spots, which there isn't a promotion playoff for this level, is there? But we were on that edge for a long time. And then that development started to catch up, especially at the end of October when those facility upgrades were done. Then we started to see some rapid growth in the players, culminating in this. It took us right down to the wire, right down to the end of the season. There is 1 left to play for us, but Stone Market's season is done, and we have done it. So outstretched arms, congratulations, we're champions. Well done. We don't need to play out that last game now, and we can also just kind of move forward. We're going to take a very, very quick look at the team and stats, and they actually straight up lost their last game, did they not? Soham, 1-0, 28th minute, and that was the only score. So they collapse in this game as we comfortably take care of business. There you go, 91 points, 1 to play, could get 94, could finish at 91 or 92. It's a very good total for 40 matches played. Could be higher, but a very, very strong finish to the season. We were very dominating in the end. So let's check in on the squad. And, there's that youth factory viewpoint. You can see how much progress we've made, at least from that. So we're hitting into the low 70s, but a lot still. I mean, Hulk is still just at 26 of the 200. Long ways to go for some. Others are getting up there. They're getting decent now, but 71's still not that good. It's really still not that good. We've got a long ways to go, but here's a viewpoint we should be seeing. All right, so going off of assistant manager viewpoint, Gene Gray, our top player, 38 matches, 20 goals, 12 assists. So nearly one collective per match. Average rating 7.33. Is that the lead on the team? No, of course, Wolverine. Striker always gets the most credit for the finishing. 36 goals in 37 appearances. 11 assists to go with it. Outstanding results there. Nebula, 16 assists from the center midfield. Played very, very well. She is in the more creative position that we have lined up. While Gamora was a little more defensive-minded, but I think set is box to box. And of course, Black Panther would be the least, very much the anchor to the defense, the defensive midfield, and also kind of the main reason why that's the lowest rating of our first 11 is they're not getting a lot of credit for anchoring a defense that's just strong. Training ratings, see a few of them getting that 10, most of them scoring very, very high. Spider-Man, a bit down. Iron Man, very down. Not happy. They wanted to go out on loan. I wasn't willing. I did concede that my U18s, my youth players, that really don't impact us in any way. The reject of loans, really not helping us. Not important. Not helping them. They're not a part of the scheme. Here's our team. So those youth players, I finally started accepting those, and oh my goodness, my inbox stopped filling up. That was nice. Black Widow barely getting in this season. Again, I'd like to see that change for next season. We have one group that's massively outdeveloping the other group, mostly from playing time. This group needs to catch up a little bit so that I can use some more squad rotation and kind of keep them on par with each other. But the way this season was going, in order to get promoted, we needed that development, and we needed to kind of keep that first 11 on the field. Now, one match left, you can easily play all of those reserves and give them a little more development, but that's one match. It's not going to make that big of a difference. It needs to kind of happen consistently over a season to get the kind of development you need or want. Quick season recap before we move into a much faster season 3, regardless of the competition, whether we're in it or not. We've now seen a tight contest. We've seen a comfortable contest, albeit a surprising one in that first season. We've had the 2 straight promotions. I don't know if it's going to happen again. I'm not sure what's going to happen in season 3, but we've seen a tight contest. We've seen a comfortable contest. And we might see a losing contest. Whatever the results may be, we're going to really, really up the tempo so that we can see these players develop a bit further, see the team develop a bit further, and we'll just get a few kind of key highlights through most of next season. And if I can, 2, maybe 3 episodes will be the entirety of the season. A 6-1 win was the biggest of the season, moment to remember. A 3-0 win. That was, right around the season opener or something like that? Sponsorship money, same this year's last. Broadcast revenue went up from nothing the year before, and that was one televised game where we brought that money in. Corporate and hospitality also improved. No competition prize money down at this level, sadly. Match day, commercial, retail all went up a little bit. We're still very much on the obscure side. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a few divisions before that really climbs, but we will see how much we've progressed. Remember, we went from dead last. We went from 1 of 10,000 in reputation to something much better than that. We certainly moved up the list a lot. I think we're 10-15% of the way up last season. So we'll see how that goes in after this season. It's now done. Striker always getting the glory. No surprise. They work just as hard as everybody else. Everybody else, Jean Grey was by far the better player, stronger player, did the most this season on the team, hands down. Was significantly better than Wolverine was, but Wolverine scored the most goals. That's what the fans like. And that's why the strikers make more money. After winning the final game 2-0, both teams missing penalties, and I was able to get all 7 bench players a start and 90 minutes in that one. And then the 7 starters who sat, a few of them subbed in for other starters. And we left all those reserve players on to get at least one complete match in. Goal differential, 72, plus 72. That's pretty amazing over a 40 match season. I mean, that's nearly 2 goals a game better than our opponents. Seasonal data analysis report. You can see just how dominant we were, similar to what we saw when we got that first report about a month or 2 ago. Quiet but leaky in the defense, much more quiet than anybody else. But then you could also see how aggressive we were attacking, but then how clinical we were. So extreme in a good way. I mean, this quarter would be where you really, really want to be. Where you'd really want to be in this corner, but at least down. So all in all, we were quite dominant in most respects compared to the rest of the league, but not complete. And that really shows in how close the contest was. Leadership support, locker room atmosphere, excellent. But right now, we still literally have all 18 players in the other category, mostly down to age, and nobody above them to kind of help lift them up. So developing internally, at some point we're going to see this take off, and we're going to see a lot of these players, not all, but we could easily see 6 players or something jump to influential at roughly the same time. Looking forward to that happening, because that's where this team can kind of hit the next level. The 2 big things happening this year is another facilities upgrade, $4.5 million, 6 months to complete, just now getting started with the season done. Also, our youth category has risen to category 4 from nothing. So actually, that's a big jump from where we were. And of course, the final piece of a look back on the year is the rankings and see where we are compared in reputation to others. We have the 5 world-class sides. Arsenal now just continental. It's still Manchester United on top, even though Man City won the league. And then we've got to find us. Starting from the bottom, this is where we were at the beginning of just now 2 seasons ago. Now, at the time that we ended last season, say we had gotten to maybe about here. So let's see how we're doing now. Another season on, another title. And there we are. That's a pretty good chunk of the way up. I wouldn't quite call that a third, but I would definitely call that more than a quarter. So somewhere around 28 to 30% of the way up the list is a pretty healthy increase in just 2 years of existence. We've just had the changeover from expiring contracts to some new coaches coming in, getting started, and still a few vacancies left to fill. And now it's kind of that decision time of where I'd like to get those coaches to fill in. And what to do. You can see right now, Professor X has 3 assignments. Possession, tactical seems to be their best, but also the defending is a pretty good side. So obviously, at least one of those slots. We're still a little weak on the goalkeeping side, but not terrible. The fitness training is always a tougher one. And so we probably could use another fitness coach. And actually, it's our assistant coach in Gary Kemp, who is actually one of the fitness coaches right now. So that's one place. Isles finally gone. The big thing I noticed is a much higher caliber of coach than what we had previously is now available to us. Not great, but significantly better. So we will be making those changes in the near future, and then that'll help us push through next season and train that much better. Improve facilities, improve coaching, all leading towards improved capabilities of our players and hopefully more drastic improvement, not just from experience on the pitch, but training on the pitch as well. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.